you think that having taken positions at the country level helped you to become a better global leader?
Yes. So, Celine, thank you for the question. That's a very good question. So, the typical career path through a multinational company is to start in a country and move to a global level or regional, go back into the country in a more senior role, and then come back, at a global level. And actually, you end up doing one of these movements where at each stage you're taking on more responsibility and your learnings are broader. So my absolute advice would be to start in a country, stay in the country for a little while, multiple country operations if you can. Go regional, go back to your country, go global. It's definitely the career path going forward.
Perfect. Thank you. Taking consideration that GSK is a data-driven company, how do you use data analytics to ensure successful launches?
How do we use data analytics? Good question. So first of all, we have a global data analytics organization that will pump out any type of report that we are looking for, which actually is a bit of a watch out because you can end up looking at too much data. I think for me, some of the critical analytics and modeling that you could do are probably related to being more narrow in terms of your forecasting model to understand where your opportunities and risks are, and some of the modeling to look at analogs in the marketplace to help you navigate through what good could look like. There's a lot of great examples out there of products that have been successful, and you look at some of the modeling and analytics of those products, you can see very quickly that what's worked and what hasn't. So, that's how I think how I would advise using the analytics of supporting your global brand.
Thank you very much. Next question would be, how do you identify the various personas for a new product launch when we're talking about a global marketing strategy with different regional, local needs, cultures, and means to access healthcare?
Well, that's a very good question. So, I think when you look at your brand persona, I suppose one of the areas that we do globally is how do you absolutely have to have your brand standing for one equity, one position, and one offering to the customer. I think the challenge is finding the one that's high enough to be at a global level, but relevant enough to be locally to resonate locally. So if you look at some of the the pharmaceutical medicines, typically, your brand is going to stand for being powerful, or being trusted, or being the hero, or, and those are personas you can go for. I think within that persona, what's your evidence to really call that out? And I think once you make those decisions, I think you have plenty of space to operate and be successful under one persona, one positioning globally.